Hey everybody, it's the Redstone Wizard here again, bringing you another Redstone tutorial. What I got for you today is actually a update on the Mega Bulk Storage, which was originally designed by Cubic Meter, modified by me for Bedrock. Now, if you guys don't know what it is, I'll leave links to the original videos that I made on it in the description. This is to replace part of the system where we are dealing with the controls. Now, here's the system as it is now, but if we go to the original one, this one had a few problems. For one, you would always have to reset this dropper here to be able to open up, and it would not be able to take items that stack up to 16. There was no way for me to figure out how to get, I couldn't figure it out at the time, so I went with this. Now, what we got is a different set. It is a lot smaller, a lot easier, and you can actually send items that stack up to 16. Now, this is self-assigning, so inside of all these droppers, we've got snowballs, which stack to 16, iron stacks to 64, ender pearls 16, buckets 16, diamonds 64, and I did not do anything with them other than put them in the chest and let them process. Now, this one is open, and they're all the open ones look exactly like this. We have 4 shulker boxes, all empty. Doesn't matter what's in there. I just wanted them empty and an open space. That's it. So now the way that this actually, because of that reason, we pretty much have full hoppers. These hoppers will remain full. So this comparator, which is rating this hopper above the item filter, pulls and registers the signal. Now, hoppers transmit every game tick, every 8 game ticks. They pull, then they push every 8 game ticks. So every 4, they push, then they pull, push, then they pull. So this will produce a lot of push, pull, and the pull happens before the push. So with that knowledge, we take and we transfer the items over. This one pushes, and then all of them pull. This one will not pull anything because there's nothing above it. And so it will only be able to push, but it has to do the check. It will still do the check, it just won't process. Then the one below it will try to pull. So once it pulls, and there's an item that it can pull, it's going to pull it, which makes it 4 redstone ticks. So what happens is this comparator reads and only activate and transfers the power to this dust. It will only produce a signal strength of 1, which then turns off this torch, which retracts this, opening this up, turning this on, locking this hopper. This hopper now cannot pull unless it's unlocked, which means it has to be open at the right time for pulling. So we have so with a proper setting up of our skimmer, we'll be able to pull an item from this hopper down if it's a snowball. So now all of these items in here do not have anything assigned. So we have honey bottles, we have white concrete, and we have shulker shells. All of them do not have a single spot for them. So if we come down here, go down to this first spot, we're gonna watch as it just, boom, Okay, so that just means it works there. Now, if we watch how fast this last one closes, it doesn't stay open that long. If we look here, that one didn't go in. It's locked. And I'm just holding it here just so this is a random one. I didn't pay attention. So it's going to the next, the one next to it. This one is next to it. Let's go to the one next to it. And we missed it. Okay, so let's just keep going. Oh, as you can see, it slid right in there. And it will keep doing that as they process, because this one doesn't stay open, it doesn't lock as long. It is the last quick locking that causes it to pull. And it will keep going and register the items. And then as they come in and register, boom, as you see, it came in and broke. We got the shell, displays, boom, breaks and sends it. And we keep one in here at all times, like the previous one, except now we're able to speed up this entire process. And the longer this is, the fast you don't have you'll be able to parallel sort items, processing up all at the same time. It'll take a few moments, but you can do parallel sorting at the same time because it is an automatic reset and not requiring any additional redstone other than a little bit of a decay, which is done right here. And the big difference is here. This is a little further away than I wanted it, but it's fine. It works. So pretty much it's, you need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3 with a chest. That's the difference. That's the only difference in between the items and the boxes, and it will sort them out no problem. And it is also pretty compact versus this one, which actually you had to use a bunch of redstone for and can cause a lot more issues. So what do you say, guys? Let's get to building this thing. All right, guys, I'm back, and like always, everything we need to build it is inside of the shulker box, and this is pretty much bare bones. This is the minimum amount of stuff needed for this system. In fact, this should be sitting right there because we got nothing going on. So now pretty much everything, all this redstone here needs to be removed. You could leave this. In fact, you could actually even move it one over and raise this up so that you can have it over here to make it more compact. That's strictly up to you. There is nothing that's stopping you from doing it, and there's no reason not to. But if you want to just keep the bare minimum taken apart, this is it. So, first thing is, you're going to need 4 shulker boxes per slice. Good thing we got shulker farms. So create yourself 4 boxes and create yourself a set of boxes for each slice. Throw them in, make sure, and it doesn't matter where these are. It doesn't matter what slots open, because they can only pull from a box, from a hopper going into a box, anything that's not a box. So this is just for speed checking, and that's why. So it will put it here, and there you go. And again, and just so you guys remember, do not put any non-stackables in this system as a storage. It will block that slice, and that slice will never work again. So now I'm not going to be doing the skimmer, because the skimmer is something that you want, but you want to make sure that the difference between the hoppers is 1. You want 1 less hopper in between the shulkers and the items. The items have 1 less hopper than the shulkers, so make sure you do it that way. So what we need for the upgrade, after you remove all this, and yes, this barrel, you don't have to have it as a barrel, you can have it as a chest or a pot or a hopper, whatever, any type of container, it's fine. So now what you need is 3 redstone torches. Actually, you need 2 redstone torches, 2 solid blocks, 2 of any blocks you want, 2 observers, a sticky piston, a target block, 2 dust, a container. I'm using a composter and using 1 kelp per, and 2 comparators. No pistons. So much easier to build with this one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come up here, and on top of the dropper we're going to place an observer reading out of the dropper and a observer reading out of the observer. This will time the piston to power and break the shulker box, and there is enough time for the shulker box to load the item in. Next is on this hopper we're going to place a block, and it's the hopper that has your shulkers in it, and we are going to put a comparator on top of that. Grab a solid block, place it in front of the observer with a dust on it, and a target block on top next to that dust with a torch on top. Now the reason why this works is because items that stack to 16, like the honey bottle, ender pearls, banners, all those items that stacked up to 16, including signs, and items that stack up to 64, when they're in a hopper in individual form, they will produce a signal strength of 1, which is what we need. We need them to have a signal strength of 1. And that is just so that doesn't mess around with the other side, because you're going to build these right next to each other, and this, you don't want this one changing something with the one next to it. So then we're going to throw a sticky piston across there on top of right next to the torch. We are going to throw on top of this observer a solid block and any block you want. Throw a torch on the side of the block, locking this hopper with a dust on top and a comparator powering the dust. Take your container, throw it on there, and give it a signal strength of 1. Boom. And you're done. That's it. Now the system, as it processes, like I said, it does process normally, but I don't have a skimmer. But as you saw from earlier, we have snowballs. I even put in some partial stacks, honey bottles, and regular white concrete, shulker shells, and all of these have 1 item in it. And that's how it is. You can send them almost right after another, one right after another, and the system is registered the same way that it normally would if it was if you built the previous version, able to, oh, I want some white concrete. Give me my concrete. Did it finish processing them all? Yeah, it should have. Oh. That's still loading them. So I lost the one concrete I needed. Yeah, as they continue to load, sometimes you just need to wait and let them load up. So let's put this one back in. So, okay, there we go. And yeah, it will process. Once it's done, you come back and get your bulk. And there we go. Yeah. So, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section. If it's major issue, I recommend joining my Discord. Link to that would be in the description. If you don't want to support me, subscribe, let your friends know. But you guys, this is the Redstone Wizard. Enjoy building.